Welcome to Chapter 1 of Statistics and Probability. Chapter 1 talks about the random variables and probability distributions. So, let's start with the lesson 1. Lesson 1, the random variables. In this lesson, we have three learning objectives. First, we have to illustrate discrete and continuous variables. Second, distinguish between discrete and continuous variables. And third, we have to determine possible values of random variables. So let's start. First, what is a random variable? Random variable. When we say random variable, it is a variable that assumes numerical values associated with the random outcome of an experiment. Meaning to say, the values of the random variables are dependent on an experiment. Experiments such as throwing a coin, throwing a dice, and throwing a card in a standard deck of cards. Again, random variable. The value of a random variable is dependent on an experiment. Okay, so we have two types of random variables. Let's differentiate. First, we have the discrete variable and continuous variable. What is the difference between these two variables? Okay, let's explore them. First, discrete variable. When we say discrete variable, it can assume countable number of values, meaning to say it can be attained through counting. So these are the variables, these are objects that can be counted. Listen, again, these are variables that can be counted. When we count, of course, we are just using the whole numbers. Like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. So meaning, that is how we count the variables. Meaning to say, we don't include the decimal, the interval between the two whole numbers. Again, meaning to say we don't use like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. No. Again, no. Because discrete variables, these are variables that can be attained through counting. Again, how we count a number? We count in a way that we use the whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. So, on the other hand, we have the continuous variable. Continuous variable meaning it can assume any value along a given interval of a number line. Like for example, the numbers between 1 and 2. So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. So meaning to say, in continuous variable, we include the decimal. We include the numbers or the interval values of a number line. So, to understand this more, let's try to have an examples of discrete and continuous variables. Okay, so let's start with the discrete variable. Again, when we say discrete variable, these are variables that can only be attained through counting. Example, the number of registered cars, the number of children in a family, the number of students, the population. We count the numbers of registered cars. We count the number of registered cars in a way that we count in a normal way. Like 1, 2, 3. And the number of students. Of course, when we are counting the number of students in school in a classroom, we have it a whole number. We have an exact number, exact whole number. We are not counting in 1.1. Sir, how many students do you have in your section? For me, I have 22 students in STEM. Like that. And I'm not saying, what about you, sir? How many students do you have? I have 21.3. Why 0.3? What does that mean? Wrong. Again, let me repeat, let me emphasize. When we say discrete variables, these are variables that can only be attained through counting. Again, the number of registered cars, the number of children in a family, the number of students, and the population. On the other hand, examples of continuous variables. We have the height, the weight, distance traveled by a vehicle, time. So meaning to say, it does not only include the whole number, the exact number. It also includes the values between the interval values of the two whole numbers. Like for example, my height, I am 5'9", because we consider the decimal. Same as weight, maybe I am 80.2 kilograms, 80.3 kilograms. Maybe you are 72 kilograms, 72.5 kilograms. Distance traveled by a car, distance 3.2 kilometers, 5.8 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 5.2 kilometers. So meaning to say, we include the decimal. I hope you get the difference of discrete variable and continuous variable. So let's proceed to determining the values of a random variable. Okay, the possible values of a random variable are values that are obtained from functions that assign a real number to each point of a sample space. Alright, that's quite confusing. Again, in mathematics, definition is not that appreciated because we can understand, we can appreciate the concepts, the topics through an example. And no worries, you don't need to worry. I will give you the example for you to understand the possible values of a random variable. Okay, for this part, we have to construct. Again, let's know the three important terms. The probability distribution function, discrete probability distribution, and probability histogram. Maybe you have an idea with these three, but not that much. Again, no worries. Let's explore the probability distribution function, discrete probability distribution, and probability histogram through an example. Are you ready? Okay, example. A basketball team will play for 3 consecutive games. Then we are interested in the number of wins. So let's construct probability distribution function, discrete probability distribution, and let's construct probability histogram. But before the class, let's have a review on how to get the probability of an event. Okay, the formula of getting the probability of an event is the number of the desired outcomes meaning the one that we are looking for, over the total possible outcomes. Again, the number of the desired outcomes over the total or the all possible results of an experiment. The total possible outcome of an experiment. Example, in a single die, throwing a single die, what is the probability of getting an even number? Okay, our numerator is the number of the desired outcomes, and our desired outcomes are even numbers. So in a single die, how many faces do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Therefore, our desired number of the desired outcomes is 3. Why 3? Because we have 3 even numbers, the 2, 4, and 6. So our numerator is 3, while the denominator is the total possible outcomes. Therefore, the probability of getting an even number is 3 over 6. 3 over 6 because 3 is the number of our desired outcomes, the even numbers, while the denominator is 6 because we have 6 total possible outcomes. So let's start. Again, example. A basketball team will play for 3 consecutive games. Then we are interested in the number of wins. So let's construct probability distribution function, discrete probability distribution, and probability histogram. Okay, you have steps. Okay, let's know the situation. Again, a basketball team will play for 3 consecutive games. We are interested in the number of wins. So meaning to say, our random variable is the number of wins, or the number of winning, or the wins is our random variable. And let's get the probability of the random possible values of the random variable. So step 1, construct a sample space. Again, what is a sample space? It is a set of all possible outcomes. It is a set of all possible outcomes. Lahat ng resulta after you played the 3 games. Lahat ng resulta. We need to list all the results after playing the 3 games. So, let's start. After the 3 games, what may be the possible result? First result, after 3 games, we can have the win-win-win, right? It could be in the first game, we won, or the team wins in the first game. And the second game, they also win. In the third game, they also win. So we have win-win-win. It is possible that after 3 games, we have no lose. So you have 3 wins. That's one of the result after playing the 3 games. Another result, it could be in the first game, the team wins. The second game, the team also wins. And the third game, the team lose. That's possible, right? And that's one of the results of of playing 3 games. Another, it could be the first game, the team wins. The second game, the team loses. And the third game wins. And so on and so forth. Win, lose, lose. Lose, win, win. Lose, win, lose. Lose, lose, win. And lose, lose, lose. So, these are all our results after playing the 3 consecutive games. And you have to check it out, class. If there are results that are being repeated, or none. So meaning, if these are the possible results after playing the 3 consecutive games, you have to list, again, sample space, you have to list down all the possible results, lahat ng resulta after playing the 3 consecutive games. So sample space, that's how we are going to write the sample space with a bracket. With a bracket. Because we are constructing a sample space. Step 1, constructing a sample space. Second, assign possible values to the sample points. Again, sample point is each result. The sample space is the set of all results. We use a sample point like the win-win-win. That is one sample point. Win-win-lose, another sample point. Win-lose-win, another sample point. Win-lose-lose, another sample point. So that's the difference between sample point and sample space. Okay, step 2, we have to assign possible values to the sample points. Okay, listen. In step 2, we have to list down all the sample points from the sample space. Yan. Nakita nyo yan. So we have 8. We have 8 sample points. We have 8 possible results after playing the 3 consecutive games. Again, we need to focus on our random variable. What is our random variable? Yes, we are focusing on the number of wins because wins is our random variable. Okay, look at the first sample point. We have the win, win, win. How many wins do we have? Of course, 3. Win, win, win. So we have 3. We have to assign possible values to the sample points. What about the second sample point? How many wins do we have? 2. Win, win. So we have 2 number of wins. What about the third sample point? The win, lose, and win. How many wins do we have? 2. And win, lose, lose, we have 1. So continue the process. That's it. Again, step 2, we have to assign possible values to the sample points according to our random variable because we are looking for the number of wins because number of wins is our random variable. So let's proceed to step 3. Step 3, construct new sample space. Construct new sample space. Try to look at the step 2. What are the results? What are the numbers? We have 3, we have 2, we have 1, and we have 0, right? So meaning, the results, after winning the 3 games, we have 4 results. It could be 0, 1, 2, and 3. So now, our new sample space is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Why? Let's understand step 3. Go back to the situation. A basketball team will play for 3 consecutive games. 3 consecutive games. After the 3 games, posible ba na 0? Posible ba na wala kayong panalo? Of course, pwede. Pwedeng after 3 games, shit, sayang wala tayong win. Lahat ng laro tayo talo. So 0. Pwede din, after 3 games, isa lang yung panalo nyo. Dalawa yung talo. At posible din that after playing the 3 consecutive games, you have 2 wins. 2 number of wins. And you have 1 loss. And of course, it could be in the last game or in after the 3 consecutive games, you win all the games. So you have 3. So our new sample space, again, we have 0, 1, 2, 3. Why? Because it is possible that after playing the 3 consecutive games, we could have 0 lose, we could have we could have 0 win, and we could have 1 win, and we could have 2 wins, and we could have 3 wins. That is the step 3. And for the step 4, yan. In step 4, we are now going to construct the probability distribution function. Probability distribution function. Again, let us always focus on our random variables. And our random variables is the number of wins. Yan. So meaning, look at the figure. That is the form of a probability distribution function. That is how probability distribution function looks like. Probability of wins. If win of 0, let's proceed to the step 2. What is the probability if after playing the 3 consecutive games, we have 0 win? Wala tayong panalo. You have to go back to the step 2. Bilangin nyo yung sample point, ilan yung 0. So meaning, our probability is 1 over 8. Bakit? Because in step 2, we only have 1 0 win. So the lose, lose, lose. Again, the numerator, the probability of an event over the sample space. What is the probability if we have 0 win? So 1 over 8. Bakit 8? Kasi we have 8 total possible result after playing the 3 consecutive games. So 1 over 8. Again, bakit 1 over 8? Kasi isa lang yung posibleng wala tayong panalo. And we have 8 possible results. For the what ifs, the probability of getting 1 win. Look at the 1 win. So in the probability of getting 1 win, let's have to count from the step 2. Ilan yung isang panalo? Si win, lose, lose. At saka si lose, win, lose. At saka si lose, lose, win. These 3 results only contains 1 win. So we have 3 over 8. Bakit 3 again? We have 3 over 8 because in a sample points, we have 3 results having only one win. And we have 8 total possible outcomes. As well as for the 2 wins. In 2 wins, how many sample points? How many results that having 2 wins? We have the win-win-lose. We have the win-lose-win. And we also have the lose-win-win. So how many sample points containing 2 number of wins? So we have 3. So meaning 3 over 8. 3 over 8, bakit? Kasi we have 8 total possible outcomes. 3 because there are 3 results in a sample space having two wins. As well as for the 3, what is the probability of getting 3 wins? Lahat panalo kayo. So we have 1 over 8. So that is the step 4. Again, this is how probability distribution function looks like. So let's proceed. And step 4. Oh, yan. Inulit ko yung step 4. Let's proceed to step 5. Step 4, step 5, step 6. They are just so easy because they are just ways in presenting the data. They just differ in terms of presenting the data. Probability distribution function, that is how we look like, how it looks like. This is how it looks like, right? Win, 1, 8, 0 win, 1 over 8. 1 win, 3 over 8. 2 wins, 3 over 8. And 3 wins, 1 over 8. And step 5, construct a discrete probability distribution. Always remember, discrete probability distribution is a table. Meaning to say, you have to convert the probability distribution function into a table. Into a table. So look at this. So our first row, yan. Our first row is the number of wins, 0, 1, 2, 3. Again, let me emphasize, let me repeat. We have 0, 1, 2, 3 because after winning, after playing the 3 games, we could have no win. We could have no win. Wala tayong panalo, that's why 0. And after playing 3 games, we could possibly have 1 win. Right? And after playing 3 games, we could also possibly have 2 wins. And after playing 3 games, you could also possibly have 3 wins. Yan. Kino-convert lang natin si step 4 into a table. Kaya yan si step 5. That's how discrete probability distribution looks like. And for step 6, we have to construct probability histogram. Probability histogram. So, 0. Our 0, what is the probability of getting no win or 0 win? We have 1 over 8. So you have to, ayan, 1 over 8. Now, what is the probability of getting, of having 1 win after playing the 3 consecutive games? So the probability is 3 over 8. And you need to match it, you need to level it to the 3 over 8. And for what is the probability of getting 2 wins after playing the 3 consecutive games? We have 3 over 8. And for the, what is the probability of getting 3 number of wins after playing the 3 consecutive games? We have 1 over 8. So that ends for our lesson 1 under the random variables. If you have some questions, you can message me to my official Facebook page, Teacher R, at my official Facebook account, Arnel Canusale. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Teacher R, for more math video tutorial to come. So, let's learn math together. Once again, this is Teacher R saying thank you so much. Stay at home, keep safe, and go beyond.